Yo, RX back with whatever. Let's just get this shit done. I'm not in the mood for this shit, so let's talk about 296, which did happen, and it was fucking terrible. So, I don't want to waste much time on this shit card. I'm beyond over it, this card and everything in general. So, let's just talk about it quickly. That's all I can say. That's the nicest thing I can say. So, let's talk about this card real quick and get this shit done. I'm literally doing this just because I've done a recap for every other card this year since the Cheeto Sandhagen card. If I wasn't on a good streak and all that shit, I would not be doing this in the slightest. So, yeah. But let's talk about these fights real quick, and we start with Shamil Gaziev versus Martin Buday. Shamil looks great, man. He crushed Buday for as long as the fight went. From start to finish, he was just crushing him. Great striking, good power. Gas tank looked solid. He looked phenomenal. I'm a fucking idiot who switched from Gaziev KO in a second to Gaziev submission in a second. I'm a fucking idiot. But, yeah. It's, Shamil looks great, man. He's really looking like a really solid prospect. And you really could have a real problem on their hands. Like, the only concern I do have with him is his gas tank, because he was breathing pretty heavy by the end of the fight, but he did it on a contender series as well. So I think I don't know, I'm interested to see how Shamil does in UFC. He looks to be a really good prospect, and with heavyweight being so ass, when you only have two good fighters who actually fight in Aspinall and Pavlovich, what can you really do? So yeah, Shamil looks like a great addition to UFC, and excited to see how he continues in his career. For Martin Buday, this Martin Buday, what can you expect? He's gonna win some, he's gonna lose some. He's not a very good fighter, but he's not a bad fighter. He's good at fighting boring and winning. When Shamil is the first guy we've ever seen push a pace on him, someone who can strike, who is about his size and all that, and he just had no answer for Shamil. So Buday will come back and probably beat a can like fucking well, he's already I don't know, they'll fucking find someone for him to beat if they had Bogoy Ivanov in the UFC still, or someone along those lines. But yeah, Buday will be back. He's just not good enough to be a ranked guy. He's not bad enough to be cut, I don't think. So, Martin Buday. But yeah, not very much more to say. Shamil looks great. I think Shamil should fight Mohammed Usman next. I think that'd be a really good fight for him. You could throw him into the rankings now against someone like maybe an Alexander Romanov or someone like that. But I think Mohammed Usman get one more win under his belt and then send him into the rankings. So, or into a rankings fight. So yeah, I think that's a good idea. That's what I would do, so do it. Not very much more to say. Great performance by Shamil. Dude looks like a really good addition to the UFC. After that, second fight of the night, second early prelim, and it was an Andre Fili fight, so you know it was going to be entertaining, as we have Andre Fili versus Lucas Almeida. Yeah, a lot of nothing happened, and then they started to strike some, and eventually Fili timed a perfect overhand right, cracked Almeida in the jaw, sent him down, ground and pound, it's over. Yeah, I expect nothing less from an Andre Fili fight. The man has had so many UFC fights, and none of them have been boring. So, again, I expect nothing fucking less. And, yeah, 10 years in the UFC, still doing fun, cool shit, still winning. He's only 33, and he still looks very good. So, yeah, I don't know who or why anyone would dislike Andre Fili. Dudes are really entertaining, dudes are really good, and yeah, great to see him get this win, especially after all the bullshit he has been through from what he said in his post-fight. So I'm happy for him. I'm happy for Feely. He deserves this win, and I'm happy he got it. He didn't get a bonus, probably should have, but whatever. Great. I'm happy for Andre. He deserves it. And for Lucas Almeida, not very much to say. He's not a great fighter, but he's not a terrible one. I think he really needs to win his next fight, or he is going to get cut, because I don't think he's that great of a fighter. The worst thing for him is he's at 45, which is a row of killers, even unranked. So, depending on who they give him someone like a Mike Trezano, who he beat in his debut, then yeah, he's gonna probably win. If they give him a pretty solid, easy matchup, he'll win. But if they give him another tough fight, even someone who's not been doing too well lately, like let's say a fucking Julian Erosa, I'm probably gonna pick Erosa. So Almeida, I don't know. I think his debut really skewed a lot of views on him, because he really don't have. He's not really that good. So he had a fun debut, really fun debut, looked great against Mike Trezano, but then Sabatini took him to school, and Feely just wrecked his shit. So yeah, not very high on Almeida, and I don't remember being that much to begin with. So yeah, and he probably won't be in the UFC by this time next year. So what can you do? But yeah, not much to say. Happy for Andre Feely, he deserves it. Great win, and I would love to see Andre Feely versus Nate Landwehr. Please book that fight. Lord, come on. Like, fucking Nate's probably gonna be back soon. Feely's ready. Now he took, no damage. Do that at 300 or some shit? Fuck. That's a war. We want to see that fight, so. Book it. Feely and Nate to train. I'm down. I don't know anyone who wouldn't be down for that banger. So book it. Not very much more to say. Happy for Andre Feely. And the last early prelim was a very entertaining one to watch, because I enjoyed watching this dickhead get his ass beat. As we have Tagir Ulanbekov versus Cody Durden. Not very much to say. In round one, in the first round, Tagir dropped Durden with a beautiful right hand. Then it was after that, it was pretty much Tagir's fight. And then round two, he got on his back really quickly and just stayed there until he locked in a rear naked choke and got the W. Yeah, Tagir really did impress me here, because I was going into this. Fuck, if I wasn't biased, I would have picked Durden. I thought Tagir was probably gonna slow down later in the fight and probably get beat. No, man, he stayed on the gas pedal. He looked good. Looked really solid, and I think this is his first real performance in UFC, because yes, he had some wins, but they were all either Nate Maness, who sucks, or a bunch of close decisions, or he lost to Tim Elliott, which was very debatable. So this was a really good win for Tagir. He really needed this, because his ranking was starting to look very fraudulent after a while. So this is a really good win for him, and he needed this. So and it was dominant. It wasn't a fucking boring decision. He submitted a dude like Durden, who, as much as I hate him, he does have a lot of heart. He's a fucking motor. He just keeps going. So this is a very solid performance by Tagir. So good for him. And then for Durden, fuck you. Simple. Good win for Tagir. Not really sure who he could fight, because he's kind of in a pickle. Him, Tim Elliott, Steve Ursig, Matt Schneller are all super close ranked fights, and I really don't know who they could fight. Do I like Tagir versus Steve Ursig? Not really. Do I like Tagir versus Matt Schnell? I don't hate it. But then Ursig would have to fight Elliott, which I don't hate. If you want to do that, I'm okay with it. But I don't know. It's and we also gotta factor in who's gonna step in and fight Muhammad Mukayev when Alex Perez pulls out, because he fucking someone hurt his feelings or some shit. So yeah, I'm definitely interested to see who Tagir fights next, and coming off of this performance, I'll definitely look at him in a much better light going into his next fight, because he really did impress here. So good win for Tagir to end the year. That rhymed. And yeah, let's see who he fights in 2024. Early prelims were really solid. Shamil looks great. Feely is always fun to see. Tagira looked great. Really solid early prelims. And now we go to the prelims, which were pretty decent. They were pretty decent as we start in the bantamweight division with a fight that went pretty much as most people predicted. I really don't know. Like, few people saw it would go a different way, and I get it, and I'll talk about it in 1 second, but yeah, this fight's not too hard to predict. As we have Cody Garbrandt versus Brian Kelleher. Yeah, very easy fight to predict. Cody really did use his speed and technique against Kelleher really well. Like, pretty much all Brian could do was kick Cody's legs, and it did hurt Cody, but didn't do much else besides that. Yeah, Cody's just better than Kelleher, and I think Cody needed this performance. Even coming off a win, Cody needed this performance because that performance against Trevin Jones was very bad. Let me tell you that. It was actually it wasn't that good of a performance. Then it was boring. So to come in here, end of year, getting a nice knockout, going 2-0, he needed this. So, and I'm happy Cody's back, man. Like, do I think he can get back into rankings and all that shit? No. But I'm happy he can win a fight again. I'm happy he can string. This is his first time having a fucking win streak. Since 2016 when he won the belt. So, since he was undefeated. So I'm happy for Cody, man. He deserves it, and I hope they don't fucking ruin it. I think there's one clear fight you do with Cody, and why do I feel like they're not going to do it? Why do I feel like Cody Garbrandt's going to be fighting Raul Rosas, Cameron Simon, actually I think he trains with the Basharat boys, so he's safe there, but Rinya Nakamura, fuck, I can keep going. So I'm worried. I hope they don't fuck him over, but I know they will, so. The only thing, if you want to give him rankings fight, I'm okay with it, but who? Like, maybe I'm one of the few people who would say this, but I don't want to see a Cruz rematch. A, I don't think it's needed. B, it would ruin the great first fight. And C, what does it do for either? Cruz gets revenge, but the dude's 40 and gonna retire. Cody beats him again in probably a worse performance, and again it ruins the first fight. So it's really fucking stupid. So I'll talk about who I think Cody should fight in a second, but just don't feed him to a young guy, please. Unless he steps in, if he wants to step in on short notice and fight him, fine. But if you're just booking a Cody Garbrandt fight, don't do that shit. So, yeah. And then for Kelleher, not very much to say. He really had a slim chance in this fight. His chance was just knocking Cody out. Timing of shot perfectly, knocking him out. And I think he could have done it. You go back to my breakdown. I said Cody shouldn't be that big of a favorite. Because I really don't think he should have been. And Cody proved me wrong in that regard. I thought Kelleher would have done a little better, maybe even hurt Cody a little bit, but all he really tried to do was kick his legs, which I get to slow down his speed to get the punch, but that really didn't work. So, and I think Kelleher's time is starting to end. Like, what is that? 3 in a row now, I believe. At 37 years old, coming off a bad neck injury. I say one more fight and retire, or cut him. I say retire, give him one more fight, probably gonna feed him to a prospect knowing the UFC, and retire. It's the best thing for him. 37 years old, at bantamweight, you're not gonna do shit. You have no chance against most people in the division. So, yeah, I think 2024 will be the last time we see Brian Kelleher fight, so, yeah. And then, I'm happy for Cody, man. And who should Cody fight? I think there's one fight, and I hope they do it. Davy Grant, an old dude. I think he's, 36, 37? He can still go, though. Like, he's not old, he's not in his 30s like Kelleher, where he's old, very washed. Davy can still fight. So, I think that'd be a really good fight for Cody. Another old veteran, not a young dude. another dude he's faster than, another dude he can beat. If he wins that, then I'm okay with giving him a tougher fight, like we'll just say a Mario Bautista, a Kyler Phillips, a Saeed Nurmagomedov. Someone like that, I'm okay with that, but I want to see how he does. Cody's a dude, you gotta see where he's at. So he beat Trevin Jones, the bottom of the barrel fighter. He went up a little bit and beat Brian Kelleher. Now you give him up a little more to Davey Grant. If he wins that, then you really start pushing him up higher. So I hope they don't fucking end this Cody 3.0 at this point really quickly, because I think everyone's cheering for Cody at this point. So it would suck to see his third chance, pretty much his third version, fall into the fucking depths of hell early. So I hope they don't fuck him over, and I hope they do right by Cody. So, but yeah, I'm happy for Cody, and I think they should do him Davey Grant. I think it'd be a great fight, and yeah, Cody Garbrandt's back. After that, the fight of the night, one of the best fights of the year, the best female fight of the year by a mile. And I expect this fight to be good. I did not expect it to be this. But we have Irene Aldana versus Carol Rosa. I can't even do this fight justice. Go watch it. If you've not seen it, go watch it. They beat the shit out of each other for 15 minutes. And to be honest, Irene didn't start fighting till the second round, so that makes it even crazier that she did so much damage to Rosa. So it was really weird, because Irene was just very, she was just not doing anything in the first round, and she woke the fuck up in round 2 and said, I'm going to beat the fuck out of you. She did. She took damage also, but they both walked out very injured. Irene's leg is fucked because she ate like 60 leg kicks, no joke, and of course she got bloodied up. Hosa is in the fucking hospital. She got beat up so bad, eyes shut, cuts everywhere. Go watch this fight, please. One of the best fights of the year, the best fight on this card by a fucking landslide. Nothing came close, and just I'm happy for these two to put on a banger like this. The annoying thing with Irene, she's always had the talent, and that's what makes that Nunes fight even more annoying. She's a great fighter. To be honest, do I think she's much worse than Alexa Grasso? No. Striking wise, I think Grasso's better, but it's not that fucking far apart, and Irene has more power. Grappling is definitely Grasso, but Irene, I don't know how the fuck her grappling sucks so bad when she trains to the same people as Grasso, who made Grasso a good grappler. So, her gas tank is okay. It seems like mental issues with her at times. Like, in the Nunes fight, she mentally quit. In this fight, in round 1, she mentally wasn't there. So, I get it, and trust me, we're gonna talk about mental and shit like that later. But, yeah, I'm happy for these two to get that bonus, to get this spotlight right now. Amazing fight. I cannot recommend it enough. Definitely, when I do my fight of the year list, it's going to be very high up there. As you see in the bottom right, I'm already in the process of making it. And yeah, I can't wait to rewatch this fight again. So yeah, banger. And all I will say to close out is I would love, and this might be even crazier, next fight for Irene Aldana, I would love to see her fight, and I know people are going to be like, what? But hear me out. I would love to see her be Jermaine Durandamy's return fight. Hear me out. Because if you look at the rankings right now, Irene is ranked 5th. And coming off this win, she should fight up. But who could she fight? Ketlin's already booked and she beat her. Holly already beat her. Pennington, Pena, and Myra are in a fucking weird thing right now where 2 are gonna fight and then the winner of that are gonna fight Pena. So, and she's not gonna fight down. Who the fuck would she fight on her? Either booked or why? Like, I know Misha Tate called her out. No one wants to see that shit. Misha Tate fucking sucks. Jermaine Durandamy, she's gonna come back in 2024, I guess. And they booked that fight once. That fight was meant to happen on Usman Covington 268. So, rebook this fight, man. I'm down to see this. I don't know, dude. If you saw her and Rosa was insane, wait till you see these two fucking striking. Good lord. So, rebook this fight. I think I don't know who would not want to see this fight. So, book it. But, yeah. Enough saying how great this fight was and all that. And my bad, I almost forgot to give Carol Rosa her flowers. She did great. Rosa really showed a lot of heart in this fight, and Rosa's a very decent fighter. I think with how much talent is in the division, I don't think she could be a top 5 ranked fighter, but she's top 10. At this point, I could say she's a top 10 fighter. She's good. She's really skilled. And she showed a lot of heart here. She's gonna be out for a while. I'll be shocked if she comes back before summer next year, if not even fucking later than that. So, but yeah, I'm happy. These two put on a fucking war that you should go watch. It's the highlight of the entire fucking card. And yeah, Iranian Durandamy, book it. And now for the final prelim of the card, a fight that was very decent. It was decent, as we have Alonzo Menafield versus Dustin Jacoby. Yeah, fun fight. In round 1, Menafield did a lot of good work, hurt Jacoby, was able to win that round. In round 2, Jacoby bounced back, did really good work, won that round. Round 3, Jacoby looked like he was going to coast to a decision until he got cracked with a bomb, got hurt bad, almost finished, and then Menafield was able to just grind out the rest of the round and win the decision. Really good fight, really impressive performance by Menafield. He really shut down any gas tank or anything like that conversations, because he won this fight in the 3rd round. Yes, he was a little tired, but still he was still fighting pretty well in the 3rd round. So yeah, Menafield's improving. He is really improving. He is 36 years old, which is a red flag, but yeah, he looked good against a really tough opponent like Dustin Jacoby. He looked good, and he grabbed that win by the fucking jaws of hell, man. So yeah, and then for Jacoby's a good fighter. We know what we're getting with him, though. He's gonna win some, he's gonna lose some at this point. He's a very good fighter, and I know he's lost, 2 in a row now, but he'll get back on track. He's too good of a fighter not to. Yeah, again, he's also getting old, but he'll be back. He'll be back. But yeah, not very much to say about this fight. It was the most solid fight you'll watch. It's no fight of the year contender or anything like that, but it's no, I could have not watched that fight. It's a fight you should watch. It was good. And yeah, I enjoyed it. So, and who should Alonzo Menafield fight next? I love the idea of him versus Ryan Spann. That screams a banger. That screams it ain't going 15 minutes. And that screams a knockout. So yeah, Ryan Spann, Alonzo Menafield, books that shit. Spann's lost 2 in a row, Menafield's won 2 in a row. They're going to be ranked very close. Spann is 12th. Menafield will probably be ranked 14th, 13th. Book it. I think everyone would want to see that fight, and I know I do, so book it. But yeah, good performance by Menafield. Good fight between both guys, and Menafield and Ryan Spann. I'd love to see it. Book it. So yeah, those were the prelims. Not really much to say. Pretty much, yeah, it was pretty solid prelims. Early prelims delivered. These 3 delivered really well with good prelims. So, fuck. The best fight in the card was on the fucking prelims. Let that sit in. But now we head to the main card. And what an interesting card it was. And we begin the main card with the holy shit moment of the night, as we literally saw a murder live on pay-per-view. As we have Josh Emmett versus Brass Mitchell. Holy shit, he just killed a man. So pretty much feeling out process for most of the fight until Emmett unloads a giant right hand from hell that hits Bryce clean, and Bryce dies. Fuck, I'm about to die. Bryce goes down flat as a board and he's down for a while. He should have been down even longer because whoever works for UFC needs to learn. Let the man sit down after he's having a fucking seizure on the ground. So, I'm happy Bryce is okay. That was scary as shit. And the fact that he is okay, I can say how great of a knockout this was, because holy fuck. One of the best knockouts of the year. By far. God damn. What a knockout, man. And for Josh, I'm happy for Josh Emmett, man. Fuck. You can go back to my breakdown. I said he should retire. And if he lost this fight, I think he should have. But he just said, nah, bro. I'm here to stay. And just kill the man. So, yeah, Josh, is Emmett the best fighter? No. But, dude, that dude he is probably the hardest hitting 145er. And dude is impossible to finish. He's a beast, bro. And I guess in hindsight, if you were to look at who he lost to, Yair and Ilya, he lost to two of the best in the division, so I guess it was a little premature to say he should retire. But yeah, man, he looked great. And if who's ever fighting him next is gonna be worried about getting their fucking chin wrapped around their head. So, yeah. And speaking of that, who do I think Emmett should fight next? I think Emmett should fight the dude that pulled out this fight, and that would be Giga Chikadze. I think that makes a lot of sense. Emmett, I get wanting Emmett to fight up, but who would he fight? Max, I don't like it. Ortega, and I think that's the only other. Who else is right? He fought Ilya, he fought Yair. He ain't getting a title shot, so yeah. And then under him, Giga's like 2 spots. He fought Cater, who's right under him. So yeah, Giga makes most sense. The only other fight you can make a case for would be Ortega, and I don't love that fight. I don't hate it. I don't love it. So I like the idea of Emmett and Giga rebooking. That makes a lot of sense. And if Emmett could win that, then yeah, he can fight Max Holloway or something like that. Yeah. But right now, I like rebooking Emmett and Giga. Makes a lot of sense. Emmett took no damage. You can easily book that for February, March. And I don't think anyone would complain. So, yeah. That could be a Fight Night main event. I'm down. So, but yeah, not very much to say. Happy Bryce is okay. I'm happy for Emmett because I'm happy he got this crazy moment. This is like his first crazy knockout moment in years. Since what, Michael Johnson? So, good for Emmett. What a knockout. Wow. Oh boy, now on to this shit. I'm gonna try and keep this short and sweet. I'm not gonna talk about this dipshit. He fucking sucks. I just want to talk about this man right here. Tony, please, man, fucking retire. Please, fucking retire. You don't have it anymore. You clearly have CT. Yeah, it's bad for your health to even be fighting still. Just retire, man. I think I speak for most people when I say I don't want to see you fight again. We don't want to see you get any more damage. You don't have anything else to prove. You're a Hall of Famer. We all fucking love you. Just retire. We don't want to see you fight again, man. So please, just retire. I don't care if you do it on fucking Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, do it on whatever the fuck you want. Just don't fight again, please. We love you, Tony. You just don't got it, bro. Please, just hang up the gloves. Please. I'm not gonna say anything else. I was gonna say, if he did fight again, who could he fight? Well, I don't even know what you would do in that situation. I'll be nice, the only way I would let Tony fight again, if he promises, he fucking signs the contract and says he will not fight again after this, win, lose, or draw, then okay. But then you get the second problem. Who the fuck are you gonna have him fight? There's only 2 options. Either Super Can he can beat, but he wouldn't even want to do that, or a legend. Matt Brown or Clay Guida, I think, would be perfect. Jim Miller. UFC 300, that'd be cool. Paul Felder? I don't know, but those are the only two things I would do, and I don't even want to see that, man. I would love to see a Tony Clay Guida fight, Tony Matt Brown fight, Tony. He loses all these fights, by the way, and that's sad. But I don't want to see him fight again. I'm okay with what I've seen. 7 in a row. Don't break BJ's record. Please, just retire. Love you, Tony. But no more. Nothing else to say on that fight. After that, we had a fight that was pretty predictable, and actually it's crazier when you look into the details. As we have Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Stephen Thompson. The fact that Shavkat had like a fucked up ankle and he was easily dominated Wonderboy is interesting, and actually explains why Shavkat fought so lame. So pretty much all Shavkat did was grapple hug Wonderboy against the cage. Excuse me. Until he got him down and submitted him. So, and it makes sense now, like, during the fight, it's like, what? Shavkat's really that scared of his striking? But then he said, oh, his ankle's fucked up, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that checks out. Yeah, Shavkat's great. I don't need to say anything else, and for Wonderboy, he can still go, but should he retire? I think we're getting to that conversation. I don't think yet, but soon. Like, 2025 I'd say 2025 would be a good time for him to retire. Maybe even 2024. So, a couple more fights. Let's say 3 more, and that's even being generous with how often Wonderboy fights. 3 more at most, and retire. I think everyone would be okay for that. And, yeah. And for Shavkat's great. Give him a title shot. First person to submit Wonderboy, and we're talking about a guy like Wonderboy who's fought, like, some of the best in the division when it comes to wrestling and all that. Tyron Woodley, Gilbert Burns. He fought another really good grappler, I believe. And, he's fought a lot of really solid grapplers. So it's kind of interesting that Shavkat's the first one to ever submit him. Like, he fought Luke, who's good on the ground. He fought fucking Jake Ellenberger. So he's fought a lot of really solid grapplers, and none of them submitted him. So, yeah, good. So, really impressive shit by Shavkat on a bad ankle. And, give him a title shot. There's no one else. Like, who? Like, Usman's the middleweight. Gilbert just lost and is booked. Who else is in top 5? Usman. Just give Shavkat the title fight. Like, he's gonna win the belt pretty easily. And we're gonna have a new scary champion at welterweight, man. Shavkat's a beast. And on two working ankles, he's gonna do some scary shit, so, yeah, Shavkat's great. Lorosenko is very happy. And now, for the last fight of the night, a fight that was super duper disappointing. Alexandre Pantoja versus Brandon Rival. Pantoja fought like a bitch. It was boring as shit, and he's not even that good. So, Rival can't stop a takedown, and Pantoja can't strike that well. So, very disappointed in this fight. Disappointed in this guy. Rival, fine. He can't stop a takedown. Who cares? Fuck Pantoja, bro. You had the chance to put on 2 Fight of the Year contenders, and you put on 1, and then put on one of the worst title fights of the year. Come on, bro. You're not that good, but whatever. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Pantoja is gonna fight the winner of Moreno Albazi. Please don't be Moreno. I love Moreno, but fuck, I don't want to see him in a title fight again for a minute. So hopefully we get Pantoja Albazi, which would be a pretty cool fight. And hopefully Pantoja actually fights in his next fight. So, yeah. Not very much to say. Very disappointing fight. And, yeah. But, that's the card. Not very much more to say. It was disappointing to an extent. The prelims were great. Like I said, like, the prelims were the highlight of the fucking card. Like, the early prelims were great. The prelims were pretty good. the Emmett fight was great, but after that, you could turn off, like, if I was telling you to, if I was saying what you should rewatch, you could just fucking watch the prelims, and Josh Emmett fight and turn off your TV. The Tony fight is sad as shit, Shavkat fight's boring, and the Pantoja fight is awful. So, yeah, fuck, if I can tell you to just watch Aldana and Josh Emmett, to be honest. You could, if you don't care, you could skip these, and Cody beat up Can, pretty much, so, yeah. Whatever, not the best card in the world, very disappointing with how good the card looked on paper, but, yeah, we got this gem at least. We got that gem and this crazy knockout, so, not really much more to say. I didn't really enjoy the card too much. It was alright, and, it's heavily saved by this and this, so, yeah. But, yeah, enough about the card. What I will say is, the next time you'll hear from me is next week, actually. I know there's no card, but either, I want it to be on Wednesday, but it might be Thursday if it takes that long. It's gonna be my 2023 UFC awards. I've done it for the last 2 years. So I'm going to continue doing it. So yeah, either Wednesday or Thursday next week, the 27th and 28th, I believe. So, yeah, you'll hear from me again then, hopefully I'll be a little more in a better mood, and, yeah, I'm excited to do that. It's been a pretty crazy year of shit, with some great cards, fights, knockouts, some robberies, Fighter of the Year, Submission of the Year. What the fuck else could I think of? So, yeah, I'm excited to do that. Third year in a row, and this one will be the best one, because it's the first one I'm doing where you could actually see my fucking screen. And, yeah, so you'll hear from me then. And, yeah, unless I'm going to say something, please like, comment, subscribe. I was gonna say a sub goal, but yeah, that shit's out the window. I'll start that back up on the first breakdown 2024, which will be Ankalaev and Walker. So, yeah. But last recap of the year, I did for half the year, or if not even a little more. I started doing them again for Cheeto and Sanhagen. So it's been a good while, and I enjoy doing them. So you'll be in more. You'll get a breakdown. You'll get recaps all year next year, and I can't wait. So, unless I'm going to say something, as always, RX out. Good vibes only and always.